So we're diving into an episode of The Healthy Life today, and let me tell you, this one is packed with good stuff about healthy living.
Yeah, they really went beyond just, the basics.
Totally.
This one's for, like, the people who are already on board with trying to be healthy and are looking for the next level.
It is. And they had this whole thing about how it's not just about eating healthy, it's about eating for energy, like actual sustained energy. Did you feel that?
Yeah, they talked about how different foods can really mess with your blood sugar.
They
And
did.
we're talking about, like, energy crashes and cravings. It all comes back to your blood sugar.
Oh, 100%. They had me hooked when they started talking about like the difference between whole foods and then like, the processed stuff, the junk food.
Right, and how those really refined carbs and sugary drinks, they just send you on this roller coaster.
Or a roller coaster I don't want to be on.
No, no, you're up, and then you're down, and you just feel terrible.
The worst. But okay, but the good news is they talked about how to fuel your body the right way for like lasting energy, and they gave some good examples.
Yeah, like choosing complex carbs over refined carbs, huge one.
Huge.
And they even talked about pairing those carbs with protein and healthy fats,
Yes.
for that optimal blood sugar balance.
Right. It's all about balance.
And they mentioned fiber too, which can actually slow down sugar absorption.
Okay, that's good to know. I I need to up my fiber game.
Yeah, it's really fascinating stuff. I mean, I knew some of it, but they really put it all together in a way that just makes sense.
It's funny how all that talk about blood sugar, it makes me think about the connection between food and our mood.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they talked about that too.
Yeah. What was their take?
Well, they got really into this whole gut-brain connection thing. Like, do you know they call the gut our second brain?
Second brain. Okay, I'm intrigued, but I also kind of feel like I need to brush up on my anatomy.
Basically, it's because your gut is full of all these bacteria.
Bacteria.
Right.
You're correct.
Trillions of them, actually.
Yeah.
And those little guys can actually influence how your brain works.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Like those bacteria can impact my mood.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. They even mentioned a couple of specific types, lactobacillus and bifidobacterium.
Okay, those are definitely not ones I can easily rattle off the top of my head.
Right. But apparently, they've actually done studies and found that these bacteria can help reduce anxiety.
No way.
Yeah, and even improve your mood.
So they're like, what little mood boosters living in my gut? I like the sound of that way better than bacteria.
Right. And the best way to, like, cultivate all those good bacteria is fermented foods, they said.
Fermented foods. So we're talking like kimchi, sauerkraut, yogurt, all that good stuff.
Exactly. Oh, and they even mentioned kombucha, which, I'll be honest, I haven't tried yet.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, me too. But their whole thing was that it's really good to have lots of different types of bacteria in your gut.
Makes sense, like a diverse portfolio, but for your gut.
Yes. And they said trying new fermented foods is a good way to do that. Expand your gut's horizons.
I'm into it. So we've covered energy and mood. What else did they get into with this whole food thing?
Well, remember we were just talking about the gut-brain connection. They actually took that even further and got into how what we eat can impact, like, our actual brain power.
Brain power. Like you're telling me what I eat can make me smarter.
Well, not exactly smarter, but it can affect things like your focus and memory.
Okay, that's still pretty good. So this is that whole brain food thing I've heard about, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they had some specific examples, like leafy greens, spinach, and kale.
Okay, those are classics. But how do those help your brain?
Well, they're packed with antioxidants.
Right, antioxidants. Good for you.
Yeah, but they actually explained it in a way that really clicked for me. They said that antioxidants protect your brain cells from damage.
Damage? Like what kind of damage?
So there's this thing called oxidative stress, and it's basically like rust, but for your brain.
Rest for your brain. Okay, I'm listening.
And they said those antioxidants from leafy greens, they fight off that rust.
Interesting. So I need to eat my greens to keep my brain from resting. I can get behind that.
Exactly. Oh, and they were really big on berries, blueberries especially.
Oh, blueberries are my favorite.
Right. Well, they're full of these things called anthocyanins, and those have been shown to actually improve your memory.
Get it.
Yeah. And there's even some thought that blueberries might help delay those, age-related memory problems people can have.
Really? Well, forget the fountain of youth. I need to stock up on blueberries.
Right. And it wasn't all fruits and veggies. They also talked about how important healthy fats are for your brain.
Healthy fats. Okay, like avocados.
Avocados, nuts. And then they specifically mentioned omega-3 fatty acids, like the kind you find in salmon and walnuts.
Right, yeah. Brain food. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. This whole thing just reminds me of that saying, you are what you eat. But in this case, it's like your brain is what you eat.
So true. So we've covered energy, mood, brain power. What else is there?
Well, from brain power, they actually went on to talk about the immune system.
So we've talked about how our diet impacts our brains, but what about our body's defenses? That whole immune system thing.
Oh, they definitely did not skimp on that.
I was going to say, that's kind of important.
Right. Especially with, cold and flu season always lurking around the corner.
Seriously, gotta be prepared. So did they have any, top picks for boosting immunity through food?
They did. They talked about citrus fruits for vitamin C, right? And then garlic.
Oh, garlic is the best. Plus, it keeps the vampires away.
Bonus. But you know what they also brought up that I thought was really interesting?
What's that?
Gut health. They said it plays a huge role in immunity.
Oh, right. Because we were just talking about how important the gut is for, everything.
Exactly. It all comes back to the gut. And, those fermented foods we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, the kimchi, sauerkraut, all that jazz.
Yep. Those are amazing for your immune system, too.
Double duty. I like it.
They specifically called out yogurt.
Yogurt.
Because
yeah.
it's full of probiotics,
Right. Probiotics, good bacteria.
Exactly. They keep everything in check. Oh, and they said we should be eating more prebiotic-rich foods, too.
Prebiotics. Now, those are the ones that, feed the good bacteria, right?
Yeah, you got it. Things like bananas and onions. Basically, you got to feed the good guys.
It's a whole ecosystem in there.
Right. Got to keep it balanced.
Okay, so gut health. Definitely adding that to my priority list. What about skin? They talked about skin health, too, right?
Oh, yeah. They were all about getting that glow from within.
I am here for that. So what's the secret? Spill the tea.
Well, first and foremost, hydration.
Always a good reminder.
Right. But then they got into how important healthy fats are for your skin.
Okay, like avocados, nuts, all that.
Yes. They nourish your skin from the inside out, but they also talked a lot about oily fish, like salmon.
Really? Salmon for good skin? I did not know that.
Yeah, apparently the omega-3s in fish oil can actually help with things like acne and eczema.
Wow, my mind is blown.
Right. It's amazing how much of a difference your diet can make.
This whole episode has been full of, light bulb moments. I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too. They really packed a lot into this one.
They did. So I guess if we had to, sum it all up, what would you say the biggest takeaway was?
Honestly, I think it's about bitching the idea of restrictive diets and just focusing on, real food.
You food for real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not beating yourself up if you have a slice of pizza every now and then.
Oh, 100%. It's all about balance.
They kept saying it's not about deprivation, it's about nourishment.
Ooh, nourishment over deprivation. I love that.
Right. And finding what works for you.
Yes, because we're all different.
Totally. They even shared some of their own personal favorite healthy meals.
Did they? What were they?
Well, one of them was a big fan of grain bowls.
Grain bowls, those are always good.
Right. And the other was really into smoothie bowls.
Okay, those are dangerous because you can pack so much good stuff in there and not even realize it.
Right. It's like a sneaky way to get your fruits and veggies.
I like it. Sneaky but effective. Well, this has been amazing. I feel so much more informed and empowered to make healthy choices.
Me too. It's not about being perfect. It's just about making those small changes over time.
Small changes, big impact.
Exactly. What's
Right.
one small change you can make today to feel a little bit healthier?
Ooh, that's a good one. See, I love that because it's actionable. It's something we can all do right now. So there you have it, folks. A deep dive into healthy eating brought to you by The Healthy Life and, of course, yours truly. Until next time, stay curious and keep nourishing those amazing bodies of yours.